Hey guys, alright, today we are going to do what will probably be a long and slow teardown of a Dyson, and it is a DC41, and apparently some part of that's called an animal, whether that's the actual base bit, the base plate, or whether that's just the nickname for the whole thing. But yeah, Dyson DC41. Alright, now I've got to work out where to start. Alright, back in a sec. Okay, that sun was way too intense. I had to shut the door. Okay, so, alrighty, so I managed to take the what would you call that? A cartridge or canister. Take the canister off there, and it looks like something out it belongs in the set of Star Wars, like a prop or something. Anyway, well, it turns out just undoing that means that I can get into there, which it's actually quite a decent looking bearing in there, which is interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a learning curve for both of us. Well, for all of us, I guess I should say. All right, I'll see what happens when I pull the other one off. Okay, well, this little fella wasn't too happy when I turned his house upside down. All right, I might just have to chuck him outside and yeah, very, very carefully. The other side's not the same. Okay, I've still got some I got a little bit of investigating to do. Okay, so what I've managed to work out so far is this filter, you turn in an anti-clockwise direction, and then you can start getting into the mechanics of it. Alright, we've got some torque screws. I'll let you know what they are. Okay, it turns out they're pretty standard little torque 10s or T10s, not the tamper-proof, so they're just the normal standard ones. And I'll have them off in a sec. Alright, well, this thing certainly does feel like it's transported itself back from the future into our world. Yeah, I'm not used to working on something looking so sci-fi. Okay, so moulded plastic, which is quite well made. Plastic, someone spent a lot of time and effort getting this one right. Engineering over the ages. Just, you know, basically each model getting better and better. Okay, so this one is GF20, so it's polypropylene but with a slight mix. Oh, hang on, there's another little friend. Okay, I better watch my fingies. All right, so it's actually got the rubber seals looks like glued onto there, so they don't look like they're very easily replaceable. Also, there's a slight misalignment. Looks like there's two access holes here for it looks like they T20, it's a T10 as well. Just a matter of getting into all of that. Okay, feels like I'm working on some sort of modern motorcycle. Okay, so it looks like the alignment was simply just a matter of pushing that, or activating that a little bit. So just bending the elbow, so to speak. All right. Okay, thank you very much for joining me on this this journey. So it's a bit of a slow process as I learn. Obviously, Dyson have their own way of doing things. That red clip, which is, what are you made of? Because you're a slightly different plastic. Feels like maybe, what have we got? Oh, it's PC. So, yeah, there you go. That's, yeah, not a bad solid little clip. Feels almost like aluminium. Alright, so hopefully that will allow me to disengage. Oh, there we go. Alright, I can deal with you later. Alright, back to the main part. Alright, I decided that this other side had to come off, and it turns out that I'm going to need my .8 pliers, because not only did that one want to come off eventually, then this little thing was stuck in there, and then there's actually a nut which is surrounded by a plastic, almost like a handle, and then I have to literally, let's see if I can do this, upside down and wrong-handed. Okay, so, and then I have to literally do that and turn it around that way. All right, so, so I've got to hold it. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I've got to hold that there and then turn that inside there, and that turns the nut. So yeah, all right, let's see if this will get it off. hopefully there she will come out. All right. So turning that, I've finally got a little nylon locking nut, and that finally came off. And then this here hopefully comes off. Come on. There we go. Dodgy can work. All right. Oh my God, it looks like some sort of weird salad bowl or fruit bowl. Seriously, that could if anyone wants to make a really B-grade sci-fi, I reckon I got some good bits and pieces for you. Or now you know where to source these from anyway. All right, there you go. I'll pull that one apart a bit more later on. But oh my God, look at this. Looks like we got to the flux capacitor, guys. All right, so yeah, lots more. And there's also, I don't know if you can see them, but there's also yeah, there's 10 mil, oh sorry, T10 everywhere. All right, so I'll get to a few of them. All right, I found 4 more down the bottom here, which looks like they could be holding something together, 2 big pieces together. All right, I'll undo those and see what it gives. Okay, so those 4 there came out quite easily, but there's 2, one there and one down there, which are quite deeply embedded. And yeah, you need a long shaft on your T10 to get them out. The other thing is that there's a whole heap of, there's quite a few little smaller ones in various different places like there, and they are T8s. And you'll need, so yeah, get yourself a T10 and a T8 and you should be right. All right, slowly getting there. Those 2 came out without a problem, and there's 2 more which are just in here. And oh, okay, there's looks like a little bit of a crack in the plastic work. Okay, so it's like some sort of brake caliper, or it's like a cradle to hold the ball, so the ball turns around inside. So I'll take it off and I'll show you what it looks like. So I thought I had it, but no, all it was this little piece comes off, and then there's a little what are you, T8 or T10? Let's see what you are. You are no, you're a T8, just hiding in amongst there. Is there one around there? Nope. So it's just one tiny one holding the 2 big pits together. So after all that, I actually had to lever that up. And again, yeah, there's some cracking around here. I'd say that's one of the major structural points of this particular vacuum. So, oh, there we go. Okay, and we are off. All right. God, that almost looks like a bit of a headwear. You could almost turn that into a helmet, guys. Okay, anyone who wants to do your B-grade sci-fi. All right, and guess what? We've got more screws. And of course, they're T10s with a couple of T8s thrown in. All right, after lots and lots of mucking around, I finally had some success getting whatever that is off. All right, and then we're starting to get to the actual motor. So we're starting to see rubber. Oh, I thought they would be rubber, but they're not. They're hard plastic, but they're some sort of mounts. And it looks like inside there's the actual vacuum cleaner motor. All right, I may get there one day. Oh, hang on, capacitor poking its head out. Oh, like R2D2. And oh my God. All right, so there we go. So Dyson has certainly gone some design changes, some engineering upgrades. I mean, look at this for a little access in the vacuum tube. I mean, that there, I've never seen that before in any vacuum. I mean, I've seen an access hatch or plug. I mean, usually they have like a bit of a slide, a plastic bit that slides over a hole in the aluminium or steel tube. But that there, that looks like it belongs on a spaceship. Anyone who play Warhammer? Do their own models? Okay, Warhammer 40,000 actually, I think that's the sci-fi one. Alrighty, I'm just having more fun than I am anything else. One thing I will say is, even though it's a heck of a lot of fun to pull apart, I would not want to have to put one of these back together. Anyone who is going to try and use this video to try and fix one of their own, and apparently these are quite expensive, so yeah, I understand why. There's a little actuating switch there, a little lever there with the spring loaded, and there's a little switch there. So I got a feeling that if that fails, you're in for a lot of fun. Just replace what would end up being like, I don't know, what are they worth now, $1 or so? All right, yeah, Still trying to get into the guts of it. Turns out I did need to remove that switch because it actually hampers the lid, or the top bit coming off the vacuum motor chamber. All right. Oh, okay. Baby cockroach. Yeah, they very, very light brown when they're young. All right. So look at this. We do have a replaceable rubber seal, but oh my god, that there almost looks like an old 1960s sports steering wheel. Okay. All right. More for the plastic. And does this come straight out? No. Oh, hang on. No, maybe not. Oh, hang on. Ah, come on, out you come. Feels like it wants to, but you know what? I'm going to have another look. Okay, this thing is full of hidden surprises, and well, this little almost almost looks like a bit of suspension. I'll tell you what. That wouldn't look out of Australia on your Warhammer 40,000 tabletop on something. All right, okay. So getting back to what I'm supposed to be making a video about. Yeah, it's kind of wants to come out, but oh, hang on. Oh, tech screws. Well, hang on. No, T10 screws, not tech screws. Tech screws is something else. All right. Okay, she's out. So it turns out there was the power cords, the actual power wires coming through here was one point that was stopping it, and then the contact, or the brushes, that there was right up against the bulge in the actual canister. Yeah, so it just didn't want to come out without a little bit of brute force. All right, so I wonder what's in there. Okay. As for the rest of this, I did find some more screws down there, but still holding on. So either there's some sort of clip design, or oh, hang on, there's another little one there. They're everywhere, guys. So oh boy, if you were ever going to service one of these, and I tell you what, years from now, I'm sure there's going to be a Dyson service technician having a bit of a chuckle about this video. Yeah, because I feel your pain, buddy. I feel what you've been through to learn how to pull one of these apart and service it. Not a slow process. Not a short process. Yeah. Okay. I'll see what else I can do. Okay, just in case there are people out there who want to use this as to work out where things are and how they go back together. I actually broke that because it seemed like there was no other way to get it off. But it turns out there's actually a screw in there which you've got to get this hook out of, but the only way to do that is to pull it all apart, and then there's two little, all the way down here, there is two little levers down there. I don't know why you'd think to look down there, but there you go. Yes, interesting. I don't know what it is, so they certainly like to make it look all space age, don't they? Okay, now the motor. Okay, so yeah, lid pops off when you tap it a little bit, and this is how one of the ways that I get myself the fan off of these things. Very, very, look, these are a couple of bucks on, I think, about $3 now on eBay. They get here in about 2 to 4 weeks, all the way from China, which is about the same as it takes for me to get something from eBay from bloody Queensland or Western Australia. Interesting, that. A lot cheaper to get from China too, as in, like, I don't know, I seem to be able to get a parcel for like $2-3, whereas it cost me what, $20 to send something to the other side of this country. Okay, so not concentrating. There we go. That's what happens. Men are not meant to multitask. We're really not. We're such linear creatures. Okay, so come on, before you get distracted again. Oh, there we go. All right. And, oh yeah, guess what? No, hang on. Oh, Phillips heads. Maybe this motor was made by someone other than Dyson. I don't know. Anyway, I'll open all that up and I'll tell you what's up under there. Okay, so 2 Phillips head screws. That comes off. And then this support strut has, oh, it's more than a strut. It's actually a whole brace. Yeah, 4 more screws. Okay, after all that work, I really wanted to see whether or not it was copper in there, to see if it was worth pulling one of these apart. In the back of my mind, I'm pretty sure I've had friends who have tried to fix their own Dyson and given up, like 2 or 3 different friends. And I have actually seen Dysons partially pulled apart on nature strips before, so yeah, now I know why. A little bit intricate. All right, so look, there may be another company making these. They may buy them, but these motors. But I got to say, they seem quite all right. And guess what, guys? I've done the scratch test, and I am 99% sure that's copper in there. Okay, I'm gonna have to give this a little tap to get it out. Okay, just right tools for the right job. Hopefully. Oh god, I might even be able to get that without a punch. Let's see how accurate I am. Whoa. Tell you what, that nearly worked. Haha! Well, that was almost too easy. Alrighty. Okay, now that I've shown you how not to do it, now I'm going to show you why. That second hit with my screwdriver hit the dust cover of the bearing. Now they're only 608s, but these look like half decent 608s. They haven't really, no real wobble in them. So I mean, that's not going to affect the actual. It's not going to affect the operation of the 608, but it will affect your tradeability if you got like that. Because I mean, I love the fact they're not rusty, haven't got little rust spots all over them. But now I've done that, they don't look all new, so therefore I can't trade them as well. I'd have to actually explain that. Yeah, I could trade it to someone who would who's actually putting them in, but someone I didn't know, they'd be like, oh no, that one's broken, that one's damaged. Okay, yeah, I think that motor was quite well made, and now some of these some of the stators, all right, some of these will actually come out without me doing the square bash, but this one here has got little lips, the little indentations. See those little punch marks? That's to stop them from moving. So this one's actually fairly high quality. Well, I say that, it's still a vacuum motor. But yeah, that means that this particular one's not going to come out easy unless I give it the square bash. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I ended up stripping off all of that from the outside of the motor so I could get 4 different sides to hit at. Didn't really have to deviate this much at all. Just flatten it on the 4 sides and then this thing just falls out. Okay, more tin tread or light gauge steel. And as I said, I was 99% sure that was copper. I'll tell you in a moment. Okay, so it certainly was copper, and that's 1/2 of it out, and a whole 58 grams. So what's that, 116 grams all up probably. Yeah, so a lot of work for a dollar's worth of scrap copper, I'm gonna say. But we don't do it all just because of the money. I mean, well, I don't. I do it for the fun and the enjoyment, and yeah, just for learning new stuff. Now, the value of this particular item would have been in any parts that you could then sell on, like any parts that would break that you would sell on, say, your local marketplace, like Facebook Marketplace. Well, in Australia, we have Gumtree, and which is kind of like Craigslist, I'd say. Yeah, but there we go. It's not a lot of scrapping value, heck of a lot of work. There's probably an hour's worth of work in all of that. Like, I am not sure whether any of that ever, if there's something there that breaks and needs to be replacing, you have to do a bit of research to find out what's what. Would have been an expensive item to buy new. Definitely could have tried to see if it would run. The part that interests me was the main bracket parts have both got structural failures starting in the actual plastic. So I dare say a bit of wear and tear. It's not the sort of broomstick that you go let your kids play Quidditch on. All right. Yeah, so I'm sure it'd handle just normal vacuuming duties, but yeah. All right. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed that video. I certainly enjoyed making it. There was a lot. I actually learned a fair bit there. And yeah, quite a little bit of, all right, let's have a look. Just out of interest's sake. Yeah. Hey, and of course there's that just won't come out. All right, so quite a few T10 and T8s in there, screws, and a few little bits and pieces that, I don't know, put that in a sandwich bag and then probably never ever take it out again. But in case anyone ever wants some Dyson screws, yeah, I'll have a small pouch of them. All right, guys, hope that was entertaining, fruitful, interesting, whatever. I hope you got something out of that. And thanks for continuing along this journey with me. It's been an interesting ride. I'm learning more about myself as I make these videos, because even though I do talk to myself during the videos, during like when I normally do this, but now it's like I got someone else in the shed with me, and yeah, that's you guys peering over my shoulder or peering through my phone, I guess you'd call it. Anyway, so much for the sci-fi looking vacuum. Was it a Dyson DC41? Yeah, what do we call that? Dyson Cyclone, I reckon that'd stand for. Don't know where the 41 came from. All right, so thanks very much, guys. See you next time.